Hello, my name is Alicia Slaughter. Today I will be visiting with a couple to do smoking cessation teaching. I will be discussing what smoking does to the body, the benefits of quitting, the different techniques and tools that the client can use to help aid them during this process. Hi Mr. and Mrs. Grumble. I'm here today to talk to you about smoking and how you can quit. First, I want to talk to you about what smoking does to the body. We all know smoking isn't good for us, but what we don't know are the details, and oftentimes are surprised by what smoking actually does to the body. Smokers have a limited sense of smell. Active and passive smokers have a greater risk of developing chest infections such as pneumonia. And you have a greater risk of developing cancer, especially in the throat and lungs. Each cigarette you smoke shortens your life by 14 minutes.
That's something I didn't know.
Smoking also delays the healing of wounds and increases your risk of mouth cancer. The risk of contracting oral cancer is 4 times higher for a smoker than that of a non-smoker. According to the National Cancer Institute, tobacco use is the most common preventable cause of death. Of the estimated 52 million smokers, 400,000 will die each year due to smoking-related illnesses or problems. Now that we've talked about what smoking does, let's look at what happens when we quit. Soon after you quit smoking, you will begin to see benefits such as your circulation begins to improve and your blood pressure starts to return to normal. Your sense of smell and taste return and breathing becomes easier for you. Long-term benefits are the fact that you can increase the length of your life and the risk of developing cancer decreases with each year that you remain smoke-free. Let's go over different techniques that we could use and different tools that will help aid you in this process. There's something called a LifeSign Quit Smoking computer, and this is actually quite interesting. It's about the size of a fat credit card, and it is an actual mini computer. And the first week, each time you smoke a cigarette, you'll hit a button and the computer will record that data. And then the following week, every time the computer tells you to smoke is the only time you smoke. You could try Health Bank, which is a financial reward system for quitting smoking. And what you do here is you put aside whatever money that you have decided upon each week. And after you've been 100 days without a cigarette, you can collect your money. There's a rubber band method that you could try, and this is where you wear a rubber band around your wrist, and each time you feel the urge to smoke, you would snap that rubber band. There's a 20-minute rule, and what this is when you find yourself wanting a cigarette, you tell yourself if you still want that cigarette in 20 minutes, you can have it at that time. Oftentimes what happens is longer than 20 minutes has passed before you even remember that you were waiting 20 minutes for that cigarette. You can try cutting 1 cigarette a day that has become a habit cigarette. This might be the cigarette that you smoke when you drive into town, or this could be when you have your morning coffee and maybe you have 3 cigarettes with your coffee generally. Maybe cut that down to 2. This helps prepare you for when you finally quit smoking, you can actually have your cup of coffee or drive into town without that crave to have a cigarette. There's also a buy your own cigarettes. And what this is when you get your carton of cigarettes at the beginning of the week, and you would take that first pack and you would take 1 cigarette out and put it in a jar. When you open your second pack of cigarettes, you would take 2 cigarettes out and put those in the jar. Third pack, 3, so on and so forth. When you finish that carton, whatever amount of cigarettes you're down to at that time, you would actually buy out of your jar that you have been putting cigarettes into. Still putting your money in there as though you were buying your cigarettes. And then this eventually you'll get down to no cigarettes and quit. Brushing your teeth right after meals is something else that you can definitely try, because most of us want that cigarette right after a meal. So if you go in and you brush your teeth right away, then that helps cut down on that craving. The last thing I want to talk to you about is make sure you cut down on the amount of alcohol you consume, since most of us smoke more when we drink. So today we've talked about what smoking does to our body. We've talked about the benefits of quitting, and also different techniques and tools that are available. Quitting's not easy, and many people try several times before they actually succeed. The important thing is to not give up. Hopefully the information I've shared with you today will help you kick this habit and live a healthier, longer life. Do you have any questions for me?
I would just love to get some of that material.
I will be more than happy to leave you a copy of everything.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.